Hi, Eugene Segovia with the EZStudRack. What I'd like to demonstrate today is when you order your $20 package and you have a storage unit with exposed studs, a garage with exposed studs, I'm going to show you how easy it is to install your EZStudRacks. And then you create fully adjustable one-row deep storage shelving. Now what I mean by one-row deep storage, you have one row of items and you can see what you have. And when you use it, you always put it back. Now remember, this shelf here, it can be a 1x4, it can be a 1x6, 1x8, whatever size shelf you need as far as depth goes, or you can use any 3/4 inch plywood to create the whatever depth you want. In this demonstration, when you get your package, I'm just going to show you, when you get your EZStudRack package, you get a pack of screws, approximately 32 screws. Installation instructions, and I'll be going by these instructions and also giving you tips as you do it. And you get 8 EZStudRacks. So for starters, kind of what supplies do I need to install an EZStudRack? You can, really all you need is a saw. You can use a hand screwdriver if you'd like. You can use a drill that you can purchase at any hardware store, or you can use a 12-volt drill, whatever size drill you have with a Phillips bit on it. This is what I'm going to use today, and I might show you the others as well, and just so you can get an idea of how quick or slow or the process can take. First, I want to demonstrate that the EZStudRack is ABS plastic. I can stand on this shelf and it will not break. The holes are off center, so when you put two EZStudRacks back to back, the screws go side by side of each other. Now, there is a trick to when you install these. There's not a right way or a wrong way. I recommend putting them with the text up. You have www.EZStudRack.com here. If you always do that and follow that procedure where the text is always up, then that assures you that when the screws come together, it will not hit. I can show you a good example of this. Right now, you can see your holes. One EZStudRack is upside down, the other one's right side up. So the holes actually align, but as you flip it over, text up, you don't see the holes do not line up. That allows your screws to go in and stagger on each side. Okay, so we'll start. You've got your equipment, your saw. If you want to cut your 1x4s, 1x6s, you can just get a standard saw, or you can get a miter saw if you have one. You can also have your boards cut at Lowe's or Home Depot. And I'll demonstrate as we go through why I recommend that you don't do that, just because as you measure one, you'll notice that this one might not fit exactly the same. So as we go through this demonstration, get your EZStudRack. Oh, one item I forgot to mention is you need a level and a tape measure. These aren't necessity items, but they really help in trying to install your EZStudRacks. So we'll start off. Get your package of screws. And what we're going to do here is we're going to, you see here that I've already got some EZStudRacks installed. I just want to continue 2 EZStudRacks, so there'll be 2, 4, 2 on this side and 2 on that, so that's 8 EZStudRacks, approximately 2 foot. Each EZStudRack's about 1 foot long, a little over 1 foot. When you put an EZStudRack on top of each other, that gives you that extra shelving. You can put an extra shelf in there when you put them back to back. So let's start off. We're going to install EZStudRack. I'm going to give it approximately the same height as the one before. I hold it with my left hand, and I put the screw in my left hand as well, and I just align it to the hole. So there's one screw. Come in with the other one. There you go. You got your EZStudRack installed. The next step is to come in and measure. When you measure it, you can do one or two things. You can start and measure this as 14 1/4 and subtract an 1/8, so to make it a 14 1/8. Or you can just go ahead and put your other EZStudRack there as a spacer and see where 14 1/8 measures. You know, I'll probably cut it 14 inches just to make sure that we'll be able to go from the top to the bottom, because most studs are never parallel and there's always going to be some variance in between them. So let me go and cut the shelf and then I'll demonstrate how to do the rest of it. Okay, so I've cut the shelf. This is a 1x4 shelf, and it all depends on what items you're going to put on the shelf. If you want to do the 1 row deep storage, you've got different items. I mean, this particular item will fit here, so 1x4 will work fine. If you've got deeper items like this can, gasoline, 1x4 will work, but you can go to the next step and do a 1x6. Remember, the key to organization is 1 row deep storage. So as you use an item, you're always going to put it back in the same spot, and you got the flexible, the easily adjustable storage, so as your items change, you can move your shelving easy up and down. Okay, so you've got the other EZStudRack, text facing up, and we'll come in and do a test fit. So we're good. Now the level, the reason I recommend the level is so as you come in here, you can just set it on your shelf and adjust it. So when it's level, you're ready to install your next screw. This time I'll use my right hand. I'm right-handed, by the way. I use my right hand and hold the screw. As I'm holding the shelf, check my levelness. Center the screw in the hole. There we have it. You've installed your EZStudRack. You will no longer need this level unless you start a new row of EZStudRack. And I'll remove the shelf, go ahead and move it to the upper level and continue on with the screws. The package comes with 4 screws for each EZStudRack, a total of 32 screws. So we've installed our first set of EZStudRacks, the first pair. Now I use this shelf to hold my screws, my drill, and then I'll continue to install the EZStudRacks. Text up. When I set the EZStudRack on, I just come down to the butt back to back. Now as you notice when I'm installing, I'm kind of looking to make sure that the screw goes approximately in the center of the hole. What that'll do is it'll keep, the screws are countersunk, the hole's countersunk, so as it screws in it's going to shift to center itself, and the closer to the center you get that screw, the less shift that you're going to get. So there we have it. We've got the next EZStudRack, and we'll continue with the next one. Now I'll demonstrate with this other drill so you can see the difference between one and the other. Once again, I line up the EZStudRack, I'll drop it in place. I'm holding it with the drill, and I come in with the screw, center it along the hole. It'd help if I have the drill go in the right direction. So you can see this particular drill, it's a Black & Decker, it's called a Smart Driver, works really well. It takes a little longer for it to go in. If you want to use just a handheld screwdriver, you can. And I'll demonstrate it as well. So I'm just feeding it through. If you don't have, the reason I'm demonstrating this, because if you don't have a drill, you get a screwdriver or a Phillips screwdriver. It takes a little more time and a little more muscle, but it's not an undoable task. So there we have it, standard screwdriver. So I'll continue on with the drill driver. We've installed this set. We can continue up, move up or continue down to install the next 4 EZStudRacks, or what I want to do in this case is I'm going to go to the next shelf. Text up, do an approximate alignment, just because I like a shelf. If I want to do a deep shelf with the longer item, I can have the shelf come out of the wall and then stack longer stuff on it. Help if you have a fully charged battery. There we have it. We'll go to the next one. Text up. Just make sure you center the hole. What I'm doing is I'm going to just put 2 screws for each one for this demonstration, and then do the rest of the screws a little later. So I've cut the shelf. I've got to repeat the first steps that we did, because since I went to a second set of rows, so maybe we can use the same shelving on it, and we can, so we don't have to go back and cut that shelf. Level it. Hold the screw, align it to the center of the hole. Move the shelf. We have 1 EZStudRack left. Text up. And there we have it. We've installed your 8 EZStudRacks. Got fully adjustable shelving. So as you're stacking your items, you would cut your shelves. So let's say that's going to be one of my shelves. I'll cut another shelf. It'll be right above that. And it really doesn't matter if your items change. As your items change, you just easily adjust your shelves up and down. Hopefully this helps. This gives direction to all the emails, all the comments. You know, can you show us how to install the EZStudRacks? And if you got any comments or questions, email me and I'll try to do another video. Thank you.